Hello and welcome to today's session of Imagine America Radio. I'm your host, Bob Martin, President and CEO of the Imagine America Foundation, also known as IAF. To date, IAF has supported more than 190,000 enrolling high school seniors as they embark on their skilled trades educational journey with scholarships, career resources, and financial planning tools. To learn more about how the Imagine America Foundation can support your students as they prepare for college during their senior year, visit our website at www.imagine-america.org. On today's session of Imagine America Radio, we will be featuring Lincoln Tech. Located throughout the country, Lincoln Tech has been providing top quality education in the skilled trades since 1946. Lincoln's mission is to provide superior education and training to our students for in-demand careers in a supportive, accessible learning environment, transforming student lives and adding value to their communities. Counselors, if one of your students you support is interested in the career in the skilled trades, I urge you to visit the Lincoln Tech website at www.lincolntech.edu. Together with Lincoln Tech, the Imagine America Foundation has helped more than 26,600 enrolling students get scholarships in their high school year. That is since 2016. That gives them the ability to go to an individual campus throughout the country and use that particular scholarship. Today, we're joined by Miss Summer Whitley, Assistant Director of Admissions for the field team at the Lincoln Tech Denver campus. Summer has been with Lincoln for 3.5 years, and you're going to be in very good hands today. Summer, without taking any more time away from your presentation, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Bob. I very much just want to start out by saying what an honor it is to be here, not only to work with you guys, because as you heard, we're a huge proponent of the Imagine America Foundation and scholarship and what it does for our students, but also just to be able to represent Lincoln Tech and what we do for students as well. So we're here today to talk about our automotive and skilled trades program. Before I jump too far into those program details, just to share a little bit about the history and accreditation of Lincoln Tech. So we've been providing career training to the United States since 1946, a little over 75 years now. We have over 20 campuses nationwide. And Lincoln Tech is actually a group of schools. So we have our Lincoln Tech branch, which is auto, diesel, skilled trades, healthcare, as well as IT. We have our Lincoln Culinary Institute. And then we also have our Euphoria Institute of Beauty, Arts, and Sciences. So more of a focus on cosmetology. Most importantly, guys, we are ACCSC accredited. And obviously we know how important that is, but we are accredited by the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges. Now, when it comes to where our campus locations are, like I said, over 20 locations nationwide. And what you can see here is not only are we on the West Coast all the way over to the East Coast and everywhere in between, but our Las Vegas campus is there in Nevada, and that's our focus on cosmetology. We have campuses in Rhode Island, Connecticut, Queens, as well as New Jersey, and then our Indianapolis, Nashville, Grand Prairie, Atlanta campus, and more specifically, I work for the Denver campus too. Now, when it comes to the different programs that are offered at those campuses, like I said, we have two different branches. As far as our skilled trades go, you're looking at air conditioning, refrigeration, heating. Those are going to be in Colorado, Connecticut, Georgia, Maryland, New Jersey, and Texas. One of the programs we're very well known for, automotive service technology, that's going to be in those states as well as New York, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Texas. Our diesel service technology program is in many of those same locations, as well as our welding technology program, our EEST or electrical and electronic systems technology programs. And then, as I mentioned, cosmetology is there in Las Vegas. We have our culinary programs, which are culinary arts, and our baking and pastry program in Connecticut and Maryland. And then several locations for our allied health programs, which are going to be dental assisting, medical assistant, practical nursing, as well as patient care technician. So as we focus on skilled trades, the programs that we're going to offer training on at Lincoln Tech is going to be our automotive service technology, diesel and truck service technology, heavy equipment service technology, a heavy equipment operator, collision repair and refinishing, EEST or electrical and electronic systems technology, HVAC, which is the air conditioning, refrigeration, and heating technology, CNC machinery and manufacturing, as well as welding technology. And each one of these programs, if you want to find out which campus they're located at, you can always visit the lincolntech.edu website, and that will give you a breakdown of which campus offers which one of these programs. However, when it comes to skilled trades, why we're here, why it's important, because we have something in this country called a skills gap. The United States is actually facing a growing skills gap, and this threatens the long-term economic prosperity of our country. The workforce simply does not have enough workers and skilled candidates to fill the increasing number of high-skilled jobs that are in demand and needed right now. Couple of things that are going to contribute to that. One, obviously aging workforce. So many of our skilled tradespeople in the US, they're approaching retirement. They're getting ready to get out of the industry. And we do need more young people to enter these trades in order to replace them and fill that gap. Also, the perception of trades and trade jobs. Many young people in the USA do have an outdated perception of trade jobs, specifically working for the field team and with high school students. We find this on a regular basis, where students may have the misconception that the skilled trades are dirty or physically demanding, they're not intellectually challenging. Whatever that misconception is, you have students are kind of being deterred from them, not realizing how important these careers are and how great of a career path that might be for some of them. And then we've really put an emphasis on four-year college education. Traditional education is great for the right student, but we know not everybody's going to take that path. And for decades, there's been an emphasis on students going to a four-year education as the only path for success. Many young people believe that getting a bachelor's degree is the only path to success, and we know that's simply not true. And why that's not true is because skilled trade jobs are an essential part of our workforce. They really do help build our world, especially here in the US. So what does that actually look like? We say there's a skills gap, but sometimes we actually need the numbers to realize just how big that gap is. So by 2031, job opportunities across the country are projected to reach more than 3.1 million technicians in fields that we actually train at Lincoln Tech. These fields are going to include electricians and electronic professionals. So you're looking at 799,000 job opportunities by 2031. Automotive technology. So we just talked about the reason for this skills gap. And when you look at the people that are retiring, getting out, how fast technology is changing. We've seen these new cars on the road, and we need students that are coming and learning that top technology that can diagnose and repair these vehicles that we're putting on the road. So you're looking at 730,000 jobs by 2031. Welders, right? Infrastructure, buildings. Very few places can you go in our country that a welder hasn't touched. So 476,000 jobs by 2031. HVAC professionals. Sometimes high school students aren't as aware of what HVAC is. And so we joke with them, you know, like I said, I'm in California, it gets hot here, it gets cold in the Midwest where there's snow. We always want that heat and that air to keep us comfortable. So you're talking about 401,000 jobs. And these aren't just residential, these are also commercial jobs that are there as well. 285,000 diesel and truck technicians. We definitely found out over the last few years how important the diesel industry is to keep our country up and running, as well as 163,000 heavy equipment maintenance specialists. Then we're looking at 152,000 collision repair professionals, and last but not least, 147,000 computerized manufacturing professionals. So again, guys, it just speaks to how in demand these careers are, and that this might be a great career path for many of the students that aren't looking at traditional education, but still looking for a great opportunity for a career. Now, career services. We like to say we give our students the tools to be successful. It's just up to them to use them. And we really do provide a support system around our students. One of the ways in which we do that is through career services. So this is a department dedicated to helping our students find placement, not only while they're in school, but while they after they graduate as well. How we do that? First, by helping give them a career edge. So personal branding website, creating an e-portfolio, designing a personal brand, building their online profile, as well as securing access to job searches, and developing a social media presence. We understand and we know that younger people have grown up online. They have social media, and we want to make sure that their training professionally also matches their branding and their image that they're sending out there on social media. So when they get in front of an employer, that lines up. Then connecting them with employers. So you're looking at career fairs and networking events, employer presentations that we have on campus. So allowing those partners that we have in the industry to come to our students, as well as then field visits. So sending our students out into the industry to meet those affiliations and partnerships we have. And like I said, we do offer assistance while they're in school as well as after they graduate. So part-time job placement assistance is offered through career services to our students while they're in school, and then full-time placement assistance upon graduation. We want our students building their resume as much as they're investing in their education so that we can truly set them up for success once they graduate. And then last but not least, securing a career. That's what it's about. That's why they're making that investment in their education. So helping them build their resume, interview preparation, and being ready to go in and answer those questions that employers are going to ask them, online application training, how to look for the hidden job market. So a lot of us, we know those traditional online searches, but not always do they understand how to look for those jobs that aren't just posted publicly. And so we have a department that's going to help connect them with those. And then last but not least, personal access to job search sites. One of the other ways that we support our students is through something called Workforce Link. And these are specialized training opportunities that offer in-demand skills. So some of these affiliations you guys are probably very familiar with, but you're talking about the Mopar CAP program. So this is going to be specialized training for Dodge, Chrysler, Fiat, and Jeep. Many of us have heard of Peterbilt as far as the diesel industry goes. When it comes to automotive, you're looking at Audi, Toyota, Volkswagen, BMW, and even Tesla. So we're pretty proud at our Denver campus. We do have a Tesla advanced training program. We have our Hussman TechX program down at our Grand Prairie Tech campus for those that are looking at advancing their training in the HVAC industry. And then we have an affiliation and partnership with Johnson Control as well. What Workforce Link does for our students. These are advanced, oftentimes paid training opportunities that give our students growth potential, more competitive wages, the ability to be mentored by industry professionals, relocation opportunities, whether that be relocating to a campus for this training. As you can see, many of these are also nationally affiliated partnerships. So that helps benefit them in the long run as well. And then most importantly, gaining the confidence, being able to walk in with a resume that has these names on their resume because they've gone through this training definitely helps them to be confident in what they have learned as well. And then why we're here, scholarships. So obviously making that investment and being able to afford their investment in education is very important, especially for new graduates from high school making that transition or people that are coming back to school. So as far as scholarship opportunities go, we are a huge proponent of the Imagine America Foundation and the Imagine America Scholarship. In addition to that one, we do offer scholarships for students that compete in things like FFA or Skills USA. There's scholarship opportunities there. And we do encourage all of our seniors that are looking at Lincoln Tech as a viable option to apply and take the high school scholarship test. It's a short test where they can qualify for scholarship money through Lincoln Tech. And then obviously, no matter what type of education or career path, we always encourage students to do their research to look for as many scholarship opportunities as possible, and they can use FastWeb for that. At the end of the day, this year, Lincoln schools are awarding nearly $20 million in grants and scholarships to qualified students nationally. Housing options. So One of the things that's really neat about our network of campuses is we have 5 that we consider destination campuses. Our East Windsor, Connecticut, Indianapolis, Denver, Colorado, Grand Prairie, and Nashville, Tennessee campuses are destination. What that means is a good portion of our students actually relocate to go to school there. To continue their education and their training beyond high school or even after post-secondary education. So in order to give our students the support and the tools that we've talked about several times already, each one of these campuses do provide housing options for our students that are relocating as well. But why Lincoln Tech? What sets us apart? And one of those things is we are nationally accredited. All of our campuses do have that ACCSC accreditation. We do offer smaller class sizes, which allows our students more time with one-on-one with their instructors, as well as hands-on training methods. Career Services is there to support each of our students in our campuses. And then we do have industry experienced instructors. So not only are they trained on the specific teaching methods that our students will need to learn, but they bring a wealth of knowledge from the industry as well, and they can impart that on the students. Huge one is we recognize that not everyone is a good test taker. And a lot of our students are going to be more visual and hands-on learners. We don't require an ACT or an SAT for admission. And then for those of you that may be considering relocating to one of our campuses for training, we don't require out-of-state tuition. And then we do have industry supported curricula as well as shorter length of curriculum, which means graduates actually get in, get trained, and enter that workforce sooner. When it comes to services for schools, we are a huge proponent of supporting students as early as possible. And so we have developed a variety of ways for free services for students in schools. And these are all designed to help expose students to opportunities in skilled trades and the allied career health programs. A few ways in which this can happen. We already talked, but scholarship opportunities. And for any of these, educators, administrators, students, parents, you can scan that QR code and you can request information in any of these areas that I'm discussing now. But scholarship opportunities, scan that QR code. And if you're interested in scholarship opportunities, you can share with your student or even to take that scholarship test that we talked about. Our campuses do have special events as well as open houses from time to time. Campus tours. So these are specifically for teachers and administrators so that they can actually come and tour our campus. They can see what Lincoln Tech is all about, how beautiful our campuses are, as well as meet our education and team there at the campus. And then bus tours. So oftentimes students need to see what it is that they're going to be studying and what that campus looks like. So we do offer bus tours for students to come in and tour those campuses. But most importantly, class and school presentations. So we recognize not everybody can come to us. So we have a field team of representatives throughout the country that go out and do class and school presentations. These are obviously no cost or anything like that to the school, but what we discuss with them is not just the information about our programs, but important information about life skills and options and opportunities and evaluating what type of education would be best for them. We want them to make informed, wise decisions when they're talking about investing in their education. All of this information and more can be found on our website as well at lincolntech.edu. All right, Lauren and Bob, I'm back to you.
Great presentation. Thank you very much. I thought I knew a lot about Lincoln and Lincoln Tech, and I listened to you, and I've realized that I've got a lot more to learn. In particular, the huge number of I knew it, but large destination campuses. Very exciting. Yeah. Let me go back to a couple of basic questions that you kind of touched upon, but I want you to feel free to reiterate it. Does Lincoln Tech currently have GPA requirements for admissions of new students?
Very good question. So our admission requirements aren't on a specific GPA. What it is they do have to graduate high school, have a diploma or the equivalency of for their state, whether it's a high set test or a GED. As far as incoming high school seniors, we also have an interview process. So we actually sit down and speak with the student and their parents and give them a recommendation, because we want to make sure that the students are going to be a good fit for Lincoln Tech and vice versa.
Yeah, let me take off on that just a little bit more.
Yeah.
The second question. That whole interview process, a key component is this whole FAFSA, or the financial aid, a big
Mhm.
hurdle for parents and for uh, the students is, how am I going to pay for it? And what funding opportunities are out there? What kind of things does Lincoln Tech have, or do they offer with regard to helping parents and families go through this FAFSA process as a part of admissions?
Yeah, absolutely. So we recognize at Lincoln Tech that all education is an investment in themselves, an investment in the future. And so, in order to support our students, we obviously have scholarships and scholarship opportunities for students that we've already talked about. But in addition to that, students can complete their FAFSA to qualify for federal financial aid like they would at other schools. So we do offer financial aid for those who qualify. They would just need to go through that process.
Yeah, and that's, it's so important. Do you have workshops or anything like that that you got scheduled, or is it just simply a one-on-one situation?
Yeah, great question. And I'm glad you asked, because I've said several times we offer the tools to help our students be successful. And we do. We have workshops 6 days a week, so that students can log in and we walk them through step by step how to complete that FAFSA. And then once they've added our school code and the FAFSA is complete, they then would meet individually with one of our financial aid advisors, and they can discuss with them how to make school affordable.
Yeah, that's so important, Summer, just to help people hold their hands while they're going through the process.
Absolutely.
Um, one more thing, you've touched upon it very well, because you've got the 5 or 6 campuses of the destination. Talk to me a little bit more about housing, more from the standpoint of where does it stand in the process? Who do you work with, so that the mother or the father that's looking at the son leaving from California or wherever and going to Denver, or what opportunities, what support do you have put in place for that, please?
Yeah, really good question. To your point, one of the big hurdles with students, especially that are relocating, is going to be housing. And honestly, our students, one of the really neat things is they get that full college experience. They just get it on a shorter time scale. So going through actually getting to live in room with other Lincoln Tech students, and we partner with a third-party organization called Collegiate Housing Services. And this helps give an added layer of protection to those students too. They've never had their own lease. They've never lived on their own. And so working with them allows them to go through that process, secure a place to live with other Lincoln Tech students, and not have the stress of having to go out and
Yeah,
search for their own apartment, or,
yeah.
pay a slew of bills every month or things like that. And so the really neat thing about it is they are there for the amount of time that they're in school, and they have a system set up to help our students again make sure that they're successful, and they have all of those things taken care of while they're in school.
Yeah, and also you've got campuses located in pretty cool places to go
They
to.
are. They're
Indianapolis
very
is,
cool places.
yeah, Indianapolis, pretty cool place. Denver's pretty cool place. Your Texas campus is pretty cool place. I mean, there's a lot of nice thing to do. You should be studying. We want you to be studying. That's your focus. But when you're not spending that extra couple of hours a day, it's nice to be in one of those towns. They're nice towns.
Absolutely. It allows them to work hard during the week, have fun on the weekends, and like I said, get that full college experience,
Yeah,
even if you're there for a short time.
yeah. One more question. I just want to make sure I've got it straight. We get people that are on this, that hear this presentation, and they have questions. Um, where would you like them to go? Would you like them to go to the website, contact you directly, telephone numbers, emails, that sort of thing? What works best for you?
Yeah, so I think the best way, so they've set up that QR code that we shared and is on the screen. That will allow anyone to come online and inquire about those areas that we talked about. Our website, that it branches out into any one of our 20 campuses, so they can always take a look there if they want to see the programs or the curriculum or the length of time. They can find that there. And then from our website or from this QR code, we will make sure that someone from the appropriate campus is able to reach out and connect with the individual for whatever area, whether it's scholarships or open houses or campus tours.
Yeah. Hey, this is a very exciting opportunity. I really appreciate you taking the time. Before I close, we want to thank the participants, the education participants that are going to be watching and listening to this presentation for taking time out of their very busy schedule to join us today. We really appreciate it because we know you've got a number of conflicting demands on your time, and we just really appreciate you carving out a little bit of time to learn a little bit more about Lincoln Tech, the opportunities for your students there, and joining us today. I also like to thank Summer for great presentation today, and encourage you to contact her directly or to use that QR code related to questions. On behalf of the Imagine America Foundation, Summer, Lauren Cunningham, who is here in our studio taking care of today's presentation, and myself, I want to thank you for joining us and wish you a great day. Thank you very much and goodbye.